Universal Orlando is about to change the theme park game forever. On May 22nd, 2025, they're opening their most ambitious park yet, Universal Epic Universe. And today we're giving you insights into what has us most excited about the new lands, rides, and experiences.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
Epic Universe is about to become the new must-visit theme park for everyone listening. You're going to love this episode, and you're going to want to share it with every theme park fan you know. And if someone sent this to you, welcome, because Epic Universe is about to blow your mind.
Epic Universe is set to redefine theme parks, and today we're breaking it all down, what we know so far, and what we're most excited for, and how you can plan your trip to be one of the first to experience it all. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so first, let's set the stage a little bit here, Jessica. Epic Universe is the fourth, some people say third, but it's actually the fourth theme park being added to Universal Orlando Resort. It's also the first new theme park to open since their last theme park opened in the US. So if you count, Volcano Bay is the third. And if you don't count Volcano Bay, then I don't know what was before that. But this is the first theme park to open in the US since Volcano Bay. Universal Orlando is expansive. It's huge. And if you thought Walt Disney World was huge, this is a whole new level because we are talking like parks spread out. I mean, it's crazy. And while Universal Studios Hollywood, it's pretty small. It's a one-day trip. You know, we've talked about that. Universal Orlando is a complete trip of its own with the 4 theme parks. So those 4 theme parks are Universal Studios Florida, Universal Islands of Adventure, Universal Volcano Bay Orlando, and Universal Epic Universe, which is the theme park we're talking about today.
When you first walk into Epic Universe, you'll enter Celestial Park, which leads the way toward the portals into other immersive worlds. The Universal Orlando website says, quote, Celestial Park is the cosmic heart of Universal Epic Universe, end quote. So this is where you can kind of take an overhead concept artist video tour on their website of this land. And as you're flying through, you can see lots of greenery and trees and flowers, walkways. I mean, just picture this. There's fountains. It's just very fantasy-like atmosphere. But there's also starry type of stained glass, regal space theming. That's how I describe it. It's like your favorite fantasy novel has come to life. And it's just a really pretty place to look at. There will also be attractions here, including a constellation carousel. Mm-hmm. That sounds gorgeous. And Stardust Racers, which is a dual launch racing coaster which will reach speeds up to 62 miles per hour. So it's not just a pretty place. So the one thing I am most excited about in Celestial Park is the dining. Now, this place is called Atlantic. It is described as an undersea culinary fantasy. So inside, again, just picture it. It reads like a novel to me. There will be glass walls reminiscent of an enormous Victorian aquarium. Now, I've never seen a Victorian aquarium, but it sounds amazing. And I'm certain that the seafood and steaks on the menu will also be incredible. They also will have a separate Aquaria bar if you're just looking for cocktails. I mean, this sounds stunning.
It sounds so beautiful. And I'm just excited for talk about taking your main street to the next level. I mean, yes. It's awesome. So before I get into the next area, land, world, I just want to say we know that this genre, this IP is a little bit controversial right now. And so we are covering this specifically because we cover theme parks. So don't come after us, okay? We're not making any judgments on anyone. So this is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. And this is really cool because you're going to get to see what the Ministry of Magic looks like somewhere else. The Ministry of Magic this is what it says about that area. From 1920s Paris to the 1990s British Ministry experienced the world of wizardry, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. And so what it is that you can visit the Parisian Ministry of Magic, and inside of that there is going to be a attraction, a ride. And what's interesting about this is even though you're starting in Paris, the ride is based in the London, the British Ministry of Magic. So this is what we're mostly going to talk about is the ride, because how are you doing that? If you're going in Paris, how are you ending up over in London? And that is you are traveling by Floo powder. And Jessica, let's remind everyone, Jessica has not read the books or seen the movies, so she has no clue what I'm
Are you
talking
gonna quiz me?
about. So you travel through fireplaces, basically. Floo powder,
Like spell it. What is it?
FLU. Is there an E at the end? Floo
Okay.
powder, like a
Okay.
chimney sweep. Floo.
Okay.
Okay. So you're traveling by Floo power from the
Okay.
Paris Ministry of Magic
Cool.
to the one in England. And then you are arriving the day or two after Voldemort has been defeated.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, Jessica, Voldemort was defeated. So
Voldemort is
the bad guy.
a dude.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Clarify.
Voldemort is a dude. So in this, Professor Umbridge, and you don't know her, but she's everyone's favorite person to hate.
Oh,
Think of her as
okay.
like, in theme park terms, think of her as Bob Chapek. Okay. When he took over.
Got it.
Okay. She is supposed to stand trial for her crimes in helping Voldemort. However, she has escaped. And so you go on this adventure with Harry and Ron and Hermione to capture her, I guess. So that is what that ride is going to
Okay.
be.
That
It'll
sounds
be
fun.
interesting. Yeah, it does sound fun. And they've shown some technology. Definitely go to the site, check it out.
That
And
sounds
then
fun.
and then there's going to be some new dining. Goblet Noir is the one that sounds like the coolest to me. It's a worn haunt for dark witches and wizards to escape the prying eyes of the Paris ministry.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then they have Bar Moonshine, which will serve snacks and beverages. And then I am going to totally butcher this because I speak zero French. Café L'Art de la Sirene.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So this one you'll have French cuisine and you can eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner there. So that is what is coming to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
Okay, so this means that in order to have the full Harry Potter experience at Universal in Florida, you now have to go to 3 different theme parks.
Correct. And so one cool thing about, let's talk about this really quick since you brought that up, is that how they're doing Epic Universe is basically they're adding a day Epic Universe to your ticket. So you have 2 days that you can spend. The lowest was 2 days in those other parks, 1 day at Epic Universe, right? So it's technically a 3-day ticket.
Mhm.
And you only get to go to Epic Universe 1 day. But the other one, you'll want to do a park to park ticket so that you can ride the Hogwarts Express both ways. That's where you discover that Hagrid is indeed a male, as Jessica. That's what Jessica discovered there. And that makes it so you can go back and forth on that. Otherwise, if you only do a base ticket, you can only visit one part 1 day, the one in Universal Studios, and then the other one that's in Islands of Adventure on different days, and you cannot ride the Hogwarts Express. And of course, Getaway Today has those discount tickets for you. You can go to getawaytoday.com/castle talk to get the best deals. And of course, they have deals on hotels and stuff, which we'll touch on too.
Perfect. Okay, so did you say your one thing that you're most excited about? Did we cover that?
Um, I guess I'm just most excited in that land to travel by flue powder, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's the main thing for me there, I guess.
that sounds really cool. Okay, the next world that you'll enter into via portal is Super Nintendo World. And we have Super Nintendo World on the West Coast, but Orlando does like to show off with their more land and no space restrictions. Again, you can take a virtual tour online. It is a preview mode, so it's concept art only before it opens in May, but it looks adorable and truly the one in Hollywood looks like a cartoon as well. Like you really feel like you're in a video game. So you'll have Mario Kart,
Mhm.
and you're also going to get Yoshi's Adventure, where you can actually ride Yoshi and go through Mushroom Kingdom landscapes. So cute. And they're in different colors. That is like living a dream. Um, but the one thing I'm most excited about in Super Nintendo World is the Donkey Kong area. Now, this is totally new to us, and it features a full space with a Donkey Kong type coaster and also some food and beverage areas as well. Donkey Kong fans are going to be super impressed, and you can take a preview tour online of a virtual space. It looks
Yeah.
fantastic. Were you a Donkey Kong fan, Becca, or are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like the whole Nintendo, like the games we grew up with and stuff. But one thing I gotta say is there's some really cool things about Donkey Kong the coaster is that it will actually make it appear like you jumped the track. It's all, visual, like how they built it.
It's
It's not
epic.
like 3D stuff, but yeah, it is epic. But it looks like you'll look like you jumped the track, like the track is broken, you jump over where it's done. The other thing I'm thinking, this is total speculation. I
Okay.
imagine there's going to be a lot of banana flavored stuff in that area.
Oh, yes. That is going to be the best. I think there's just so much fun that they can have with this. And
Mhm.
this land will also have a Toadstool Cafe like we have in Hollywood. And if you haven't experienced that and you're going to Epic Universe, I think it's worth a stop at the Toadstool Cafe. The food there is really good.
Yeah. And for those that are really interested in maybe seeing a little more live what we can expect, they actually have this everything that's coming to us, as far as I know, in Universal Studios Japan. So you can go check that out there and see, because of course they have it there because Nintendo. So that I gotta tell you, the land I'm most excited for.
Please.
Okay, this is How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk. I am so excited for this. So, if you are not someone who has watched How to Train Your Dragon, you need to go watch that really quick to get a refresh on that. Also, like my kids right now, they're reading the How to Train Your Dragon books, which are completely different from the movies,
Ooh.
but they're working through that series. There's like 12 books. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's great. So the reason let me open this up because this one, oh, there's so much. It's a World of Dragon sized adventure. And you're going to have some dining. You're going to be able to mead hall. That's their big mess hall where all the Vikings go to eat, and eventually their dragons also eat there as well. And this will feature meats, fish, and drinks, including a variety of meads, ciders, and ales. You'll have Spitfire grills, so your fire spitting dragons will help you cook up some meals that are seared by an unseen dragon fry cook. Fry, not fly, fry. And then you're going to have Hooligans grog and gruel. So it's snack and beverages, but it's like where the dragon riders go to kind of get some tasty bites at the end of the night. So those are really cool. Like, I'm just so excited because this hasn't been done in a theme park before, right? This is a brand new experience. And then you're going to have some rides. So, and some meet and greets. So you're going to have Vikings in the village and dragons in the sky. And this is why I'm so excited. Jessica, have you seen online that they are making flying animatronic dragons? And
That's
like you
incredible. And
can
I
actually, oh my God,
am
so
not
cool.
surprised because Universal does things right. Like
Yes.
they are they have been stepping up their game for years and years. And there's some things that when we went to the theme parks a few years ago as a big group with Getaway Today, I was like, are you kidding me with this? So I believe that this part of Epic Universe is going to blow our minds.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're going to also have that live action film of How to Train Your Dragon
Yes. It's
soon.
coming soon. Yes.
And it's really going to, I think, also get people excited about this. It's going to
Definitely.
be so cool.
Definitely. So they will have some, let's see, one or two rides, I think. So they'll have the coaster ride where you ride over Burke on Hiccup's wing gliders. They also have a show where you experience the heartwarming spectacle of the untrainable dragon. And so Hiccup, Gobber, and Astrid will be in the show trying to train an untrainable dragon.
So cute.
Um, and then you'll have racing on Dragons Racers Rally where you can race. And then you'll have a watery battle at sea on fire drills. So this is kind of like if Pirates of the Caribbean had water cannons that you could shoot while you're riding it, but you're on Isle of Berk. So it's going to be like dragon themed and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm super excited for that. And then it's also, see, this place has so much stuff. This is why I'm so excited for this one. It has a play and climb area. So
Oh,
kind
that's
of like
good.
I would compare it to Redwood Creek Challenge Trail in Disney California Adventure. So it's going to have that. So this is going to be a great place for families to go and hang out and enjoy time together, which is great because the next land may not be as family friendly for the younger kids.
Right. And we'll get into that right now because the final world that we are taking a portal into is Dark Universe. And I have to tell you, this area is the one I am most excited about. It is to me the most original because it goes back the farthest to truly an old school fandom to the world of legendary monsters.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not like a modern scary movie kind of girl, but there's something about classic characters like Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein that really intrigues me. And I know my sister will flip over this world at Epic Universe. We've already talked about it a little bit. So we started off in Celestial Park where everything was beautiful and dreamy and fantasy. This is the opposite. It is dreary, it is foggy, it is filled with shadows and creepy sights and sounds. And in fact, you're in a cemetery, and then you find yourself in a village where you can ride attractions like Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment. And this, you're going to come in close contact with 14 lifelike animated figures. And I watched the preview video, and they are fast, they are huge, they are scary, and they look real.
Yeah.
They might bring you nightmares. I
Yeah.
pulled my son over and I was like, look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah. I think it was the Frankenstein's monster one that's like
Yep.
9 or 10 feet, like some crazy height. Maybe it's even
It's
taller. It,
huge.
it's huge. So it's definitely going to be the must visit land for people that are into those old classic monster movies, which is where Universal got a lot of its start. So it's
Exactly.
perfect for them.
It really is perfect. And I think Universal is the only one that could do this justice. It's really interesting because we have Walt Disney World that's going to be coming out with a villain's land. That's not something that they've given a name to. Is that right?
Not that we've been told, no.
And that will pay like respects to all the animated villains, as far as we know. But like this is the OG. This is it. This is classic films. This is black and white. This is all the things that, the boogie monsters under your bed that you were scared of as a kid. This is all of it. And I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, they're setting the
Um
bar pretty high. I mean, Disney is going to have a lot to live up to with their Villains Land. But I love what you told me you're most excited about because this is so unique.
and I think also, like, are you surprised? You've seen the notes. She's looking at the notes. Are you surprised at what I'm about to say? What I'm
Um, yes and no, just because
Okay,
you
yeah.
grew up around
Yeah.
Universal Hollywood, so you're kind of like the movie stuff probably interests you. So
Okay. So the one thing I'm most excited about, in Dark Universe is Darkmoor monster makeup experience. I think this is so cool. So think Bippity Boppity Boutique, but darker and for adults. Actually, it's truly for all ages. But this is where artists will use their talents to transform guests into werewolves, vampires, mummies, do customized like temporary tattoos, all the things. So I'm not that person in real life. So I would totally be up to a makeover at Epic Universe, especially by someone who has the skills to just like really do the look. I think that is so cool. It is the perfect moneymaker. It's the perfect thing that I would pay somebody to do. I think
yeah.
that's exactly a great place that I would want to spend my money on. I think that's so awesome. And you can like schedule it with your group where you're all looking crazy and scary. I love that.
Yeah, I think that is so fun. And again, that's just something that if anyone's going to do that, it's Universal because they have the history and the skills to do that. So I'm really excited for that as well. Not sure if I'll do it. We'll have to see what the pricing is, but
True.
who knows? I imagine it's going to be a definite splurge item. So let's talk about where people should stay if they want to experience Universal Epic Universe to the fullest. And we've spoken with our partners at Getaway today about things, and we, as well as they, recommend staying at least a few nights at the brand new Universal Helios
Helios.
Grand Hotel. And this is the new 4-star hotel that they're building where you'll be right inside Epic Universe with your own exclusive entrance. But it is really important to note that you do not get the same perks right now as the other 4-stars. So the other 4-stars are all the Lowe's ones, and most of them offer free express pass. So you might consider doing a split stay. So when you're the night before and the night after your stay, or day at Epic, you're going to stay over at the Helios, and then you'll want to do the other ones to get the free unlimited express pass for the other two parks. I also want to note that it doesn't include, that express pass, but also there will be no express pass used at the beginning when Epic Universe first opens. So you won't be missing out if you do that split stay and switch. But it's going to be a beautiful hotel. They did also open 2 new value resorts there as well, but those do not have their own entrances, but they are closer to Epic Universe.
Yeah, that's right. And you're going to want to pair your hotel stay with at least a 3-day park ticket. So, like Becca talked about earlier, a 3-day ticket allows you 1 day at Epic Universe.
And that 3-day ticket, I do want to point out because it is listed a little strange on both Universal's site and then, of course, Getaway they list it the same way. It'll say 2-day base ticket plus 1-day Epic Universe. So when you're looking at it, just make sure you see that says plus 1 day at Epic Universe, and then you've got the right tickets.
Good point. And also, if you want to go a little bit longer and you book a 4-day ticket, just know that that also gives you 1 day at Epic Universe at this
You're only getting
time.
one
So
day.
it's not 2 days at Epic Universe. Like right now, that is not an option. And again, this could change. But for now, your best bet is to get that 3-day ticket. And we're hoping that a 2-day ticket will become available very, very soon. And maybe even by the time that this podcast is actually released.
Yeah.
But of course, our friends
Yeah.
at Getaway Today will be the first to know.
Now, the way around this, though, I figure is if you do a full week vacation and you buy 2 of the 2-day plus 1-day at Epic, then you can get your 2 days. But just remember, the reason they're doing this is for crowd control because it's going to be very popular. A lot of people are going to want to go there, but they're also not doing Express Pass. So this will hopefully help keep those lines down. But I am a little bit worried. My family at this time, we plan to go pretty quickly after opening. Um, things can change though because summer gets busy. But I am worried about whether we're going to be able to do everything we want to do or not.
And they are dated tickets as well. So be aware of that, that you are committing to a date. You don't need reservations, but they are dated
Yeah.
tickets.
Same like at Walt Disney World where you stay the first day and then you have like so many days to use them. So our friends at Getaway Today will be the first to have any information that you might need. But if you're wanting to talk with them, you can actually call and speak to one of their Orlando area specialists, and you'll call 855-GETAWAY, which is 855-438-2929. But make sure that you mention that you want the Castle Talk Radio deals because we have exclusive pricing that we have negotiated with them. And also it just helps us out because that supports our podcast here. And we want to thank you guys for listening. And we will see you real soon at Epic Universe. It's going to be epic.